Book of Heaven Volume 3 by Luisa Piccarreta. Page 76–80. May 21, 1900. The most sublime state is to undo one's own will in the will of God, and to live of His will. This morning my adorable Jesus was not coming. Then, after much waiting he came, and caressing me, told me, "My daughter, do you know what my design is upon you, and the state I want from you?" And pausing a little, he added, "The design I have upon you is not of prodigious things, and of many things which I could operate upon you to show my work. Rather, my design is to absorb you in my will, making you one with it, and to make of you a perfect example of uniformity of your will with mine. But this is the most sublime state, it is the greatest prodigy, it is the miracle of miracles that I intend to make of you. My daughter, in order to arrive at making her will perfectly one with ours, the soul must render herself invisible. She must imitate me who, while I fill the world by keeping it absorbed within myself and by not being absorbed in it, render myself invisible, for I do not let myself be seen by anyone. This means that there is no matter in me, but that everything is most pure spirit. And if in my assumed humanity I took on matter, it was to render myself similar to man in everything and to give him a most perfect example of how to spiritualize this very matter. So, the soul must spiritualize everything and arrive at becoming invisible in order to be able to easily make her will one with my will, because that which is invisible can be absorbed by another object. If one wants to make one object out of two objects, it is necessary that one of these lose its shape. Otherwise one could never arrive at forming one single being. What fortune yours would be if, by destroying yourself to the point of becoming invisible, you could receive a shape fully divine. Even more, by being absorbed in me, and I in you, forming one single being, you would come to retain the divine source within yourself, and since my will contains every good that can ever be, you would come to retain all goods, all gifts, all graces, and would not have to look for them anywhere else but within yourself. And if virtues have no boundaries, when the creature is in my will insofar as she can reach, she will find their limit, because my will makes one acquire the most heroic and sublime virtues which the creature cannot surpass. The height of the perfection of a soul undone in my will is such that she reaches the point of operating like God. And this is no wonder, because, since it is no longer her will that lives in her but the will of God Himself, every amazement ceases if, by living with this will, she possesses the power, the wisdom, the sanctity and all the other virtues that God Himself contains. It is enough to tell you, so that you may become enamored and cooperate as much as you can on your part to reach such a point, that the soul who arrives at living of my will alone is queen of all queens, and her throne is so high as to reach the throne of the Eternal One. She enters the secrets of the most august Trinity, and participates in the reciprocal love of the Father, of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Oh, how all the angels and saints honor her, men admire her, and the demons fear her, seeing the divine being in her. Ah, Lord, when will you make me arrive at this, since by myself I can do nothing? Now, who can say all that the Lord infused in me through intellectual light about this uniformity of wills? The height of those concepts is so great that my tongue, not well refined, has no words to express them. I could only say this little, though speaking nonsense, of that which the Lord made me comprehend through most vivid light. May 24, 1900. The will of Luisa is one with that of Jesus. I was very afflicted because of the privation of my adorable Jesus. At the most, he comes like shadow and flashes. I really feel I cannot go on any more if he wants to continue further. So, as I was at the summit of my affliction, he made himself seen for a little while, all tired, as if he needed a refreshment, and throwing his arms around my neck, he told me, "My beloved, bring me some flowers and surround me completely, for I feel I am languishing with love. My daughter, the fragrant perfume of your flowers will be of refreshment for me and will remedy my troubles, for I am languishing and fainting." Immediately, I added, "And you, my beloved Jesus, give me some fruits, because idleness and scarce suffering increase my languishing so much that I faint, to the point of feeling I am dying. So I will be able to give you not only flowers, but also fruits to relieve your languishing more." And Jesus resumed his speech, saying to me, "Oh, how well we combine together, don't we? It seems that your will is one with mine." For a moment it seemed I was relieved, as if the state in which I was wanted to cease, but after a little while I found myself immersed in the same lethargy as before, without my highest good, abandoned and alone. May 27, 1900. The love of God and grace penetrate into the most intimate parts of man. This morning, as I was feeling afflicted more than ever because of the privation of my highest good, he just barely made himself seen and told me, just as a mighty wind invests the people and penetrates even into their bowels, in such a way as to shake the whole person, in the same way, my love and my grace, rearing up on the wings of the winds, invest and penetrate the heart, the mind and the most intimate parts of man. But in spite of this, ungrateful, man rejects my grace and offends me. What is not my bitter sorrow? However, I was all confused and annihilated within myself, and did not dare to utter a word. I just thought, how is it that he does not come? And even when he comes, I do not see him clearly. It seems that I have lost clarity. Who knows whether I will see his beautiful face unveiled as before? While I was thinking of this, my benign Jesus added, "My daughter, why do you fear when your state is par excellence for the union of our wills?" And wanting to cheer me and compassionate my sorrowful state, he told me, "You are my new job. Do not oppress yourself excessively if you do not see me with clarity. I have told you since the other day that I am not coming according to my usual way, that I want to chastise the people, and if you saw me with clarity, you would come to understand what I am doing. And since your heart has received the grafting of mine, I know what you would suffer, just as my heart is suffering because I see myself forced to chastise my creatures. So, in order to spare you these pains, I do not let myself be seen with clarity. Who can say the piercings that this left in my poor heart? Ah, Lord, give me the strength to endure the pain."